Welcome back to News First. In regional news, the Marshall Islands has extended its state of health emergency for 31 days following an increase in dengue cases in the outer islands. Here's more from PNC's Luella Lucinio.
So far, around 1,165 dengue-like illnesses have been detected in the Marshall Islands, according to a November 17 case report. Out of that number, 393 have been confirmed as dengue through laboratory testing. One death has been reported in the islands and one severe dengue patient evacuated out of country for further medical assistance. The Marshall Islands government said it has been working tirelessly to control the dengue fever outbreak following the extension of the state of health emergency in early November. The extension was declared after dengue fever case counts increased in the RMI. The outer islands' health centers are limited and do not have sufficient infrastructure compared to the urban hospitals of Majuro and Ibay, so it is a priority to reduce the spread of dengue virus to other islands, according to the government. In response, the government has implemented a domestic travel advisory to mitigate the negative impacts of spreading dengue virus to the outer islands. So travel restrictions for Ibay and Majuro were put in place on August 23, 2019. This is Luella Lucinio for PNC News First.
The government of Japan has responded to the state of emergency by donating mosquito repellents and mosquito nets. A handover ceremony was held at the Amata Kabua International Airport in Majuro earlier this month. In other news, generic drugs have long been referred to as one of the few bargains in the United States healthcare system, intended to keep a lid on rising healthcare costs. But a federal lawsuit, which Guam has hopped aboard, alleges several of the country's largest generic drug manufacturers secretly conspired to inflate and manipulate the prices of over 1,000 generic medications, says Attorney General Levin Camacho, who announced joining the lawsuit on Tuesday. Opting for a generic prescription drug comes at a lower price than its brand-named counterpart. But according to a United States District Court of Connecticut complaint, consumers have actually paid more than they would have in a competitive market, as some generic drug prices have skyrocketed by more than 1,000%. Affecting the health insurance market, taxpayer-funded programs like Medicaid and Medicare, and self-pay individuals who paid artificially inflated prices. Heritage, which is identified in the complaint as the ringleader of the conspiracies, is only one of several generic manufacturers identified in the Connecticut lawsuit, which also implicates Mylan Pharmaceuticals, Teva Pharmaceuticals, Actavis, Lanet, and Perrigo, to name a few. Lining things up, Arsenic and Old Lace, a hilarious dark comedy set in 1940s New York, opened up at the UOG Theater today. PNC's Blake Watson had a sneak peek of the show. Let's take a look.
Directed by Professor Michael Slane, the production features an ensemble cast of University of Guam students and actors from the local community.
The first thing is that it's very high energy. Mortimer himself moves around on stage way more than any character I've played so far, and one of the struggles was getting everyone to believe that me and Elaine are a couple, as well as me being the me being the nephew to the aunties, kind of thing. So it's like the relationship thing is not quite there yet, but it's something we're constantly working on.
The show follows the eccentric Brewster family. Mortimer is a kind-hearted drama critic in love. His brother believes he's Teddy Roosevelt, and his other brother, Jonathan, has a maniacal, murderous streak, and his Aunt Abby and Martha are the most gracious killers. Audiences can expect a great time when attending the show.
A lot of laughter. It's funny from the moment it starts to the end. Also, I think people, when they see Mortimer and Elaine, I think they'll have like that little, cuteness feel when they see them all, cute. And I think they're gonna enjoy the sisters because those two have their own comedy as well. And then there's also Teddy, who is the brother who has schizophrenia, so he is playing this Teddy character. And I think everyone will just get really invested in all these characters and just kind of enjoy the roller coaster ride.
The show will run from Thursday, November 21st through Sunday, November 24th. Thursday and Friday will feature 2 shows per day with 9 a.m. matinee showings and a 7:30 p.m. evening show. On Saturday, there will be a 7:30 p.m. evening show, and the run will conclude Sunday with a 2 p.m. matinee. Blake Watson, PNC, News First.
And coming up next, we check in with GPD for your weekly look at unsolved crime. Then we'll have Destiny Cruz and Leo Payuma with your weather and sports, so stay tuned.
Off-a-day, I'm Sergeant Paul Tupau, your Guam Crime Stoppers Coordinator, and this is your Crime of the Week. The Guam Crime Stoppers is asking to help from the community relative to an ongoing criminal sexual conduct complaint that occurred on Monday, November 18 in Dededo. Now, the preliminary police report suggests that around 8 o'clock in the evening, a 13-year-old female was walking on Loretta Street when an unknown man grabbed her from behind and forced her into the jungle line. While in the jungle line, the female minor was sexually assaulted by the same individual. During the course of the assault, the female minor was able to fight free and managed to run home for help. Officers from within the Dededo Precinct Command arrived shortly thereafter and began canvassing the area in attempts in locating the suspect. The female minor was later transported to Guam Memorial Hospital for treatment and care. Now, this case has been forwarded to the Guam Police Department's Domestic Assault Response Team. The male suspect was only described as possibly being Chuukese with a slim build, standing at 5'7" and may be in his early 30s. He has a dark complexion and was sporting a mustache. He was last seen wearing dark colored clothes. Now, the Guam Crime Stoppers and the Guam Police Department is asking anyone, should they have any information that can aid our detectives in this case, to please call the GPD dispatch at 472-8911 or 475-861527. Now, information can also be submitted anonymously to the Guam Crime Stoppers tip line at guam.crimestoppersweb.com. All calls will remain completely confidential, and a cash reward of up to $1,000 could be paid if the information provided leads to an arrest and a grand jury indictment. Your call does make a difference.
Half a day, Marianas. Welcome to your local weather forecast. I'm Destiny Cruz, and thanks for tuning in. We experienced a mildly sunny day today as only partly sunny skies prevailed over the Marianas. Daytime temperatures rose to 88 degrees, while heat index values heated all the way up to 97. Thankfully, isolated showers and northeast winds of 15 to 20 miles per hour helped to cool us down. As we look into this evening, we can look out for mostly cloudy conditions as those isolated showers and thunderstorms persist. East winds are expected to slow to 10 to 20 miles per hour as evening lows reach 78. And as we look ahead to tomorrow through Saturday night, we can expect partly sunny conditions throughout both days, later becoming partly cloudy in the evening. Daytime temperatures are expected to reach 88 degrees as breezy east winds of 20 to 25 miles per hour breeze throughout the island. And that wraps up today's weather report. Have a great rest of your day and be sure to tune in next time for more updates. Adios!